In the lock of 2024 NFL free agency, the New England Patriots have brought back Jacoby Brissett. Welcome to Patriots Today. Harrison Graham, Nick Roloff. Rolly, we were walking out the door after you knocked out that Micah Winu re-signing news, which we'll touch on that later in the video as well. When this news came in, 1 year, $8 million bucks. I think that's a pretty damn good deal for Jacoby Brissett.
I mean, this is a fantastic deal here. I don't want to overhype a backup quarterback. But there was a lot of talk about what Jacoby Brissett would get on the open market, and I was always under the impression he was going to be a New England Patriot. There was literally nowhere else that he was going to be. And to get him at 1 year, $8 million, to me is an absolute steal. When Gardner Minshew got 2 for 25 earlier today by the Raiders, I would argue that Brissett's on the same level, and I'd rather have him as a bridge/backup quarterback type of guy, and you get him on 1 for 8. That is absolutely money for the New England Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, look, the connections are obvious. He played with the Patriots for a number of years after he was drafted out of North Carolina State. He obviously overlapped with Alex Van Pelt 2 years ago in Cleveland, so he knows the offense well. If he needs to be the Week 1 starter, he can do that. If he needs to be the backup, he can do that. If he needs to fill in due to an injury, he can do that. Very selfless player, good teammate. He's had numerous roles in his career. I like the move a lot. We're going to break it down in further detail, but we want you guys to weigh in on the show. What is your one-word reaction to the Patriots signing Jacoby Brissett? Let us know in the comment section below. Rolly, what's your one-word reaction here?
Unsurprising.
Unsurprising.
I mean, listen, how many times, if you are a returning viewer to the channel, if not, subscribe, because we keep you updated on everything surrounding New England Patriots, and this is why you should subscribe.
Third video of the day.
Because that's
fourth of the day, actually.
Fourth video of the day. We have put out multiple videos and multiple pieces of content telling you that is the most likely free agent to sign with the New England Patriots this offseason was not anyone on the actual current roster that re-signed, like Wenu, like Connor Henry, like Kendrick Bourne. It was actually Jacoby Brissett. There was so much buzz before the NFL Combine, at the NFL Combine, that the Patriots were going to target a quarterback in the $8 to $10 million range that would be a bridge/backup/mentor to a guy they select at number 3 overall. And now all those reports from Jeremiah and other people is this kind of following suit, right? There's a lot of buzz out there that maybe New England trades back from number 3. I think this signing right here solidifies that Eliot Wolf in this front office has always kept the plan of mentor/bridge QB if they need to start opening week of September and draft a quarterback at number 3.
Yeah, look, it just gives you insurance. Like, he's a capable starter. He's not going to take you to the Super Bowl, but you're not going to look dysfunctional if he has to play. He's a great backup. I think the value's good. I still expect the Patriots to draft a quarterback at number 3 overall. I'd give that about a 90% chance. But yeah, it's a good fit. It's good value. It's a good price. I think he's probably the best pure backup on the market, unless you want to put Gardner Minshew in that category. I think he's going to start in Vegas probably. So if he's not in that category, I think Brissett's for sure at the top of that list, and you could debate with Minshew as well. He didn't play a ton this year, Rolly, but he came in relief a couple of times late in the year and balled out for the Commanders late in a couple of games. So, again, he knows what he's doing out there. He's obviously been with this Patriots organization before. I like the fit. It's a decent payday for him. I think it's good all around.
Well, I mean, yeah, you mentioned his fit. Like, he played under current Patriots offensive coordinator Alex Van Pelt in Cleveland, and when he started 11 games in 2022, so he has experience with the current Patriots offensive scheme that they're going to implement. He has familiarity with the area of Foxborough as he started 2 games, played in 3 games.
Obviously,
in 2016.
Jerod Mayo being
so
part of the organization.
It made too much sense, and there was always a debate of should it be Brissett as the backup quarterback they signed? Should it be Joe Flacco? Should it be Gardner Minshew? To me, it was always Jacoby Brissett. I maintained that stance. I held firm on it. And apparently so did Eliot Wolf in this front office as they went out and got their guy. Now the only thing that you wonder is what happens with Bailey Zappi, because they have Nathan Work on this quarterback depth chart as that guy right now. You assume they're taking a quarterback at 3. Which one gets pushed out? I actually think Zappi could be cut in maybe not the next couple days, but I think he gets moved off of in the next 2 months.
I would keep Zappi personally. More and more teams are carrying 3 quarterbacks. maybe you flip him for a 6th or 7th. I know Mac just went for a 6th, but you got an extra year of contractual control if you're a team trading for Zappe. But we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But, yeah, he definitely feels like the odd man out of the 3 guys, not counting Rourke, but, like, assuming they draft a quarterback high, which I think we all expect. Hit that subscribe button. We're dropping videos for every single signing around your New England Patriots, every news, rumor item that's out there as well. Trying to grow this channel as much as we can, so help support us, and we will continue to support you by plugging out this free content. So hit that sub button. Like we said, it's 100% free. All right, Rolly, so I know you just dove into the Mike Onwenu news in detail. I can kind of give my take on it as well on the 3-year, $57 million, 38 guaranteed. Look, it's hefty, but that's the O-line market, man. Like, have you guys seen the deals going around today? Robert Hunt, 5 for $100 million. Like, it's a lot. And a guy that can play tackle and guard, Rolly, at a above average starting caliber level, this year's market, that's what it is. Like, teams are paying up for offensive linemen, and, I would expect Mike Onwenu to be this team's starting right tackle. I do wonder if this takes them out of the Tyron Smith race. Like, are they going to throw another big contract out for another tackle? I think that's a potentially interesting angle. I'm not sure if you discussed that when you broke down the Onwenu re-signing, but because it is a big contract, are you going to throw another $15 to $20 million for Tyron Smith per year? We'll have to wait and see.
Well, I didn't really bring it up too much, but I did specify the importance to me of bringing Mike Onwenu back during that video, because now it just means less holes that you have to fill as you go throughout this free agency period and into the NFL draft. I don't know how Eliot Wolf views this offensive line. Does he view Onwenu as a guard, or does he view him as that right tackle? Because if he views him as the right tackle, well, then you got your right tackle in Onwenu, you got Sidney Sow at right guard, you got David Andrews at center, and you have Cole Strange at left guard, where now you only have to figure out that left tackle spot, whether it be Tyron Smith or someone on day 2 of the NFL draft. But if you view him as a right guard, that changes things, because then you'd have your interior set with the people I just mentioned, but now your tackles are in question, no left tackle, and now you have to decide, well, is Chukwuma for my right tackle, or are we going to target another player in free agency or go into the draft? So I'd be curious to ask Eliot Wolf what he views in Mike Onwenu, whether it be a guard or a tackle, because that would tell me a lot on where the Patriots are going to go spend in free agency and target in the draft in terms of this offensive line. Obviously, we can't ask him that, but I think that's the biggest question surrounding this team right now.
My gut tells me he's going to play right tackle.
Because I
think you can get by with Sidney Sow at guard. Like, I know they signed the other guy for a decent-ish contract that could play right tackle, but, like, I feel like you can find, serviceable interior guys a little bit easier than serviceable tackles. So I think he's going to play tackle, but, yeah, Eliot Wolf could view it differently. We'll see. I mean, do you go sign a Mekhi Becton to compete at left tackle? Is that an option if you want to go maybe on, like, a tier down from a Tyron Smith or something like that? You sign
Jonah Williams, maybe?
Sign Becton. Yeah, what does Jonah Williams command? He's played both tackle positions in his career, so maybe the O-line market kind of teeters down a little bit after day 1 here. Day's still going. I mean, 4 or 5 signings have happened in the last half hour or so, but look, I think we talked about it leading up to free agency, Rolly. You couldn't lose Onwenu and Trent Brown. We thought maybe that could happen leading up to today, the last couple of days, but I think getting one of them back just made a lot of sense. And I know you broke down this Antonio Gibson signing as well. I like it. Good scat back, catches the ball well in the backfield, gives you a little bit of thump as a runner as well. I think he's a good change of pace back next to Ramondre Stevenson. Good pass catcher. He played a lot of receiver in college. I honestly think the Commanders underutilized him in that regard, and as a team that hasn't had great pass catchers the past couple of years, maybe they split him out in the slot a little bit. So I'll be curious to see how Van Pelt uses Gibson.
I mean, I know it's only been a couple of years, but Antonio Gibson is going to be the best receiving back New England's had since James White, who obviously had a massive impact for the Patriots late 2010s, little run there in multiple Super Bowls, right? I'm not going to say he's going to have the same impact as James White. I'm not saying anything close to that.
Similar player, though.
But you can have that 1-2 punch of Gibson, who is not afraid to run over the middle. He's actually one of the best in terms of breaking tackles, averaging 3.51 yards after contact, which ranked top 5 in the NFL if you got 60 or more carries this last season. So he can run the ball between the tackles. But what he does extremely well is run routes with that receiving background. And I also mentioned it on the first video and as well as the Michael Weno video. If you've watched both and now we're watching this one, you're a real one. But he also is top 5 in the NFL in terms of pass blocking grade as a running back, according to PFF. And I also mentioned it in the previous video. Number 4 on that list is Ramondre Stevenson. So you have 2 backs that can pass catch, that can run block, or pass block, and run in between the tackles. You have a very, very good tandem at that running back position, which is a good friend to whoever is playing quarterback.
Yeah, I look, Stevenson, Gibson, I think maybe you add someone late in the draft to get a third back in that room, and you're kind of set. So, like, you don't – I think Zeke's gone for sure at this point. Maybe Dallas brings him back. They lost Tony Pollard, and their running back room's thin, but I don't think you're bringing Zeke back. So I like the Gibson. I love the value, by the way. I didn't mention that part of it. Only 5.3 guaranteed, less than $4 million per year. Like, for a guy that can give you 5 to 10 touches a game pretty easily, like I think that's pretty good too. So I feel good about what the Patriots did today. It was a little slow early. They obviously cut Devontae Parker as well. I know financially you don't really save there, but the guy's been a bomb. He just doesn't separate anymore. So you get him out of there, and Calvin Ridley watch. We'll see if they get in on him.
I said the next video I hope to bring to the channel was Calvin Ridley signing the Patriots. Well, I guess it's going to be Jacoby Brissett.
Let's just run it back. On the next video, we're hoping to break down a Calvin Ridley sign.
And that brings us to this question.
Let us know.
Out today's show. Is that the person you want the Patriots to sign next? I think a wide receiver is probably the next move the Patriots make, whether it be a trade or in free agency. Listen, seen some reports from Jerod Mayo and Jeff Howe that the wide receiver market on free agency is moving slow because of how stacked this draft class is. Nobody wants to give out big money to these free agent guys, at least as of now. We'll see if anything changes. But I'd be typing my Calvin Ridleys out of anyone free agency. Tyron Smith's a close second, though.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow unless more news drops tonight.